Hi, it's Maija here with my January book haul. This year I'm planning to do my book hauls together in my reads and receipts videos, so they would be hauls and wrap-ups combined sort of, as well as tracking my TBR progress. But in January I got 6 things, so I decided to do a separate haul so as not to make my January reads and receipts video super long. So I got 6 books or comics in January and they were all digital, so they will not raise my physical TBR number. The first thing that I bought in 2019, I think it was on the 2nd or the 1st day of 2019, it's Ashbourne by Kate Zellers, and this is a short horror comic that is a Cinderella retelling. And I was planning to buy this in 2018 so as not to up my book buying in 2019. So I saw in 2018, I saw on Twitter the artist post a picture from this comic and it looked so good that I went and bought it. It was very cheap. I bought it on Comixology and I am excited to see what a horror Cinderella retelling graphic short story looks like. Then the second thing that I bought was Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh, and this is a young adult fantasy book with necromancy and like the undead, and I think the undead are like ruling. And the reason I bought this was that it was on sale for the Kindle and my library doesn't have it, so I couldn't resist and I picked it up. And the first line from Reign of the Fallen is, "Today, for the second time in my life, I killed King Wilding." Then I picked up Agatha Christie's Murder in the Muse, which is a collection of 4 short Poirot novellas. And you might remember that I had this from the library and was planning to read it like that in January. But I usually don't have a problem with library books, usually they're in great condition. But my library only had 1 copy of this book in English and it was a really old copy. And when I decided to start reading it and open it, it smelled a lot like cigarettes, so I couldn't read it. So I returned it and I had to buy the ebook instead, which I don't like to do. I don't like to buy ebooks at full price, especially for old novels like this. So I would have liked to read it from the library. I did have a gift card that I got from my sister last Christmas, so I used the money from that. It was like 10 euros. It was quite expensive for an old ebook. I'm currently reading this. I do have the next Poirot book out from the library. And the first sentence from the first story from that book is, "Penny for the geyser." I also finished reading The Hound of the Baskervilles by Arthur Conan Doyle, so I decided to download the next Sherlock Holmes book for my Kindle. This is available for free on Project Gutenberg and it is The Return of Sherlock Holmes and it is a collection of short stories. I'm not sure when I will start this, but whenever I finish one Sherlock Holmes book, I go and download the next one onto my Kindle. And the first sentence of the first short story is, "It was in the spring of the year 1894 that all London was interested and the fashionable world dismayed by the murder of the Honourable Ronald Adair under most unusual and inexplicable circumstances." At the same time that I was downloading the Sherlock Holmes book, I was browsing Amazon and I noticed that the first book of this sci-fi romance series was available for free. And I don't really know anything about it except that it's sci-fi romance. It was for free. I think the main character is bisexual. It's Cher Falcon by Anna Butler. And the series is called Taking Shield. And the first sentence of that book is, "Something broke out of the bushes, wings beating, tooth-ringed mouth gaping wide on a hoarse shriek." And the final thing that I got in January was a comics collection or a graphic anthology that I helped kickstart last year. So I basically bought it then and it arrived now in digital form. And it's called Heartwood, Non-Binary Tales of Sylvan Fantasy, and it is a collection of fantasy short stories from non-binary creators. And the cover is really pretty, even though it's quite bright, so it doesn't show that well on camera. So those were the 6 digital things that I got in January. As you know, I am limiting my book buying going on into the year, so I will be filming soon my January reads and receipts project video, so then you will see if I can buy any books in February. But that's all from me for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.